I'm about to go for a right show. Wear a storm cloud like some night shows. I'm about to go for a right show. Thunder blade on my chain like a dog, they'll bite you.
You know we was gonna do this. You know damn well we gonna do. We did all of them before. If you really thought we weren't gonna do this, you geeking, you tweaking. Terminal montage. They posted this 5 days ago. I was tired. I was going to work and everything, and I honestly wanted him to, the video to get as much traction as it did because he deserves it with all the work he's done and lots the Gnoggin has done. This video now has 2.6 million views. I don't know who's gonna win this. I don't know who's gonna win this. So I'm keeping an open mind. All right. So starter Pokemon Battle Royale. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win this? Who's gonna win this? Wait a minute, hold on. Let me do this. Let me do this. Put it just a little bit higher. It's a little bit higher so that y'all can hear it. And of course they have Pikachu. Damn. Oh wow. Oh, not the babies. Okay, they're just taking out the babies at this point. Oh, Piplup is dead. God damn it. Meganium and all right. What did he say? What happened?
The cloud is upon us.
Oh wow. And of course you can count Eevee as a starter because let's go Eevee. Oh wow. And of course in like Gale of Darkness and Coliseum you count that. Oh, stones. Damn. Oh my god. Oh shoot, for Alligator versus Blastoise. And Inteleon just snipes him. Oh shit. All the three fight types fighting. Oh my god. Yeah. Go run. Run. What the fuck? Oh! Damn, not the suplex! Not the German suplex! Oh, wow. What? Oh my god. And Pikachu's just hanging. Wow. Meanwhile, they're just chilling over there. Oh my god. Oh my god. And Delphox is gone. Rillaboom is getting... Jesus. And they're gone. What about Torterra? Shit. Oh my god. Meanwhile, he's just chilling. Oh my god. Holy crap. Oh dear god. Who's winning this? Everything's being destroyed and Intellion's just chilling. Okay, hold on.
Not stirred.
Shaken, not stirred. Okay, so we still got, never mind, Intellion just got taken out. Pikachu's still standing, Blaziken's still standing, Infernape's still standing. Oh no. All the Pokemon souls. Wow. Oh no. Torterra's still alive. Okay. Meowscar. Okay.
How about a magic track?
Disgusting!
Oh yeah, shit, you're fucked. Damn. Oh wow. Well. Okay. Oh. 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 Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh. Damn. Oh, he's suing in Samurai. He's suing in Decidueye. Damn, you beat him. Well. God damn. Oh well. Okay, the fire starters are still standing. For the moment. Damn. Generations got taken out. I saw. Eevee doesn't seem to like it. Eevee doesn't. What?
Okay. Now you die.
What the film was going? And Sobble's done. Oh wow. Are you freaking serious? Blaziken, Charizard. Oh, this is so poetic. And Pikachu still floating in the air. Wow. Bye, Charizard. Okay. I swear to God, Pikachu wins this. Pikachu versus Blaziken? This is, oh my God, this is Let's Go Pikachu. Oh my God! Toughen it out so it won't feel sad. This is some broken ass shit. Ryder kicked him through to oblivion. Jesus Christ. Say what? Blaziken won. Ain't that a bitch?
Wow, that was really close. It turns out starter Pokemon can cause a lot more collateral damage than I thought.
Okay, Blaziken 24%, Pikachu 21%, Charizard 14%, Swampert 9%, Cinderace 7%, Inf 7%, Hisuian Typhlosion 6%, Greninja 6%, Torterra 4%, and Delphox 2%. Goddamn. Gens 1 through 9 with no items. In a random ass island, and it came down to Blaziken and fucking Let's Go Pikachu. Wow. Wow. It's amazing that even after all these years, the fire chicken prevails.
Well, you might have a few questions though, like, why couldn't Greninja put out Charizard's flame? Why was Delphox
Well, I know
all
why
chilled
for
out
that.
with the grass types? Where the heck was Sylveon?
That's what I want to know.
Why Blaziken and Pikachu at the end? Well, it's all pretty intriguing stuff, so click a tongue this link right up here to see my analysis of the Go Battle.
All right.
Those were really close.
I will.
Sorry.
Hey, Professor Oak. All right, you already know what we doing. Explaining the starter Pokemon Battle Royale. We already going to get into it because I want to hear what Loxton has to say. I always want to hear what he got to say.
Oh yeah, the latest Pokemon Battle Royale I helped TerminalMontage create is out, and it may be the most controversial one yet because people love their starters. Go watch that first because I'm going to spoil everything. You have 3 seconds. The best part is there's no Sylveon. Hang on. Hang on, allow me to explain. So in this Battle Royale, we have all of the evolutions of all of the starter Pokemon. Now, obviously, like Oshawott and most of the rest of the basic unevolved Pokemon are not going to win. But by having them here, it leads to more opportunities for jokes, deaths, and interesting tidbits. Folks gotta remember,
was so
creative
sad. You
liberties
took
are
out the
always
babies
taken with these.
first.
So for most interactions, we base things on, like, the Pokedex entries, the anime personalities, gameplay
Yeah.
mechanics, and competitive VGC and TCG meta. But one creative liberty we could not take was Sylveon being here because... Well, Eevee is only a starter Pokemon in games like Pokemon XD, Conquest, and Let's Go Eevee.
I knew it!
Also why Eevee has the balloons. But in none of these games is your starter Eevee able to evolve into Sylveon. Conquest is a Gen 5 game, and your starter Eevee does not evolve at all in Let's Go Eevee. You can try, but without glitchy exploits, it's not possible. This is also why there's no Raichu, and why the Eevee finally gets an evolution stone scene exists. What? Yes, that was everyone's feelings when Let's Go Eevee came out. Now then, let's watch the whole battle again and pause for commentary on some of the lesser-known details and explain why things happen the way they do. I love the occasional Hisuian balls, but like, why does Poipole make a cameo here? Well, because Poipole is a starter Pokemon in its home dimension, but since we, the player...
Really? Really? Huh. What about that? A starter in its own dimension. So technically, Ash had 3 starter Pokemon. Since he had Rowlet, freaking Torracat. Well, not Torracat, but dang, I forget his name already. My mind is drawing a blank. Incineroar. My bad. Incineroar. And he had Poipole. So he had 3 starters. Along with his Pikachu. So that's technically 4 starters. Anyway, wow.
Players ourselves never get one as a starter, it's not included in the battle itself. Oh, Charmander drowned. If the tip of its tail goes out, it dies, according to the Dex. Grovyle here is a reference to the Grovyle and Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers.
Figured that.
Gear, so it time travels away.
cloud is upon us.
So here, the entire Venusaur and Meganium lines are said to have a pleasant aroma that calms people and Pokemon. It weakens their fighting spirit. It nullifies their aggressive emotions. Just like, chill out, man. Hence also Venusaur's very bloodshot eyes. This also relates to why Delphox decided to hang out with them. This fire psychic Pokemon is partially based on Delphic oracles, basically the ancient world's future seers who, for lack of a better term, would burn herbs and get really, really high to get their Now, this Evolutions bit is fun, opening with a nod to Eevee's Z move, but Espeon's future sight makes it realize it's gotta get out of there before the Eevee chaos ensues. Skipping ahead to Blastoise, who still shoots from its head instead of its cannons, the Pokédex says it's capable of blasting this water through thick steel, so most Pokemon are no match for it, even Empoleon's own steel wings after a while. That said, Blastoise and Feraligator's heads are still no match for a Mach 3 water bullet from the agile secret agent Inteleon's dual water pistols. They are slow and easy targets, too. Moving to where most of the fire types are, a three-way is happening with all of the fire furry.
That was cool. Fire furry.
The grassland ablaze and spooking Incineroar away. Incineroar is a fire dark type heal wrestler who really has no chance here, so the scaredy cat leaves and stumbles upon the opera singing Primarina, who gets to experience Incineroar's Throat Chop, one of its signature moves. The move prevents its target from using sound-based moves. Not that it matters much, since Incineroar then Smash Bros style back throws Primarina. Sceptile then approaches as a common Smash Bros wannabe, and it double teams, but Incineroar's spinning Darkest Lariat doesn't care about that.
I wish he was in Smash Bros.
Typhlosion Explosion.
Sceptile, I mean.
After incinerating some lessers, Charizard goes for the nearest worthy opponent it can find to Smash Bros up throw, or just do an anime amount of seismic tossing onto.
He did Typhlosion so terrible. He did Typhlosion horrible.
What's happening here relates to a few of Typhlosion's Pokédex entries. It can hide behind a shimmering heat haze that it creates using its intense flames. Typhlosion creates blazing explosive blasts that turn everything to cinders. Hence the heat warping effect here. And it has a secret, devastating move. It rubs its blazing fur together to cause huge explosions. Only here, it's not just rubbing some of its fur together to make an explosion. No, its entire back is rubbing against Charizard as the rapid wind pushes against it, causing a big explosion in the air, separating the two, and an even bigger, more devastating explosion when it crashes into the ground. Its Pokédex category as the Volcano Pokemon. Well, it's true. So the fiery shockwave of the explosion expands, sending many lighter Pokemon away and vaporizing most of the grass types, but not Chestnut, who can easily withstand explosions just fine. And Torterra's ground type, and being partially dug into the ground already, means fire doesn't affect it as much. The smart and tricky Meowscarada decides to hide underneath it, but these flames obviously change the weather a bit, like all major fires, and Swamperts are able to detect weather changes with their sensitive fins. They also like digging themselves into holes on the shores. And now, to try and better protect its beach, it uses Earthquake to cause the earth to rise around the area. But Earthquake is a devastating move that hits all non-flying battling Pokemon, so in this case, it's gonna hit the whole island. And notably, Swampert is one of only 2 starter Pokemon able to naturally learn the move Earthquake, the other being Torterra. Now with 2 Earthquakes and a devastating explosion happening, the island has no chance. Swampert gets pushed back by Torterra's
cool emo teens.
Swampert does what out of all of the starter Pokemon, only Swampert can naturally do. It uses Surf, another hit every opponent attack that floods and flushes the island, still being shaken by the quakes.
Shaken.
Not stirred.
You get it? Because this Pokemon line is literally a James Bond reference? Also, I know people who blinked and missed it will wonder where Quaquaval was during all this, and the answer is here, being eaten by Serperior. Leaning more on anime logic here, only a few of the Pokemon were fast, strong, or cunning enough not to be defeated by the island-wide onslaught, and Skeledirge was somehow one of them. It sings its lamenting song, a dirge, a sad tune to funeral music as the ghosts of the fallen starters, which were congregated down into the chasm, float up and away. As does Skeledirge's own spirit friend, the flaming bird on its nose that it uses as a microphone. They are all being absorbed by Hisuian Typhlosion.
That's scary, though.
Keeps 108 spirits bound to its flame to power its attacks before sending them off to the proper afterlife. But meanwhile, Meowscarada pops out and uses its trickster magician magic to fool Torterra into eating a flower bomb. Dodongo dislikes smoke, and Chestnut, the White Knight, hates trickery like this, and, of course, is basically bomb-proof. Now it's time for an iconic top 10 anime battles, Greninja versus Charizard.
Yes.
And despite the type advantage, Charizard wins. Because Charizard, just like in the anime. But specifically here, Greninja tries stealthily putting out Charizard's tail. After all, that's what defeated Charmander. But despite this common belief, Charizard is shown completely submerged with a still-burning tail quite occasionally. It no longer has this weakness. And if Charizard becomes furious, the flame on the tip of its tail flares up in a whitish-blue color, which is powering Charizard up enough to defeat Greninja even after all of its previous battle damage. Quite the upset again. Just like Hisui and Typhlosion not really being able to do anything after powering up. Well, in a throwback to our very first Pokemon Battle Royale, we have this exact scene. We have Decidueye, who can knock and fire an arrow at an enemy in 1/10 of a second, so its battles are decided in the blink of an eye. Well,
Right.
Samurot's dex entry says, in the time it takes a foe to blink, it can draw and sheathe its scimitars attached to its front legs. And then there's Infernape, who uses all of its limbs to fight in its own unique style. It is beaten by none in terms of quickness. This is a very close battle then, huh? Though the Pokédex also says Decidueye is basically cool and cautious. When it's caught by surprise, it is seized by panic. So when Samurott slices its arrows and Infernape catches them all, it panics and loses first, followed by Samurott because of Infernape's flame never going out, and its no-limit fallacy, and Samurott's typical one slash and then put the sword away fighting style puts it at a disadvantage here too. But then, here comes the Hisuian varieties, catching the Infernape completely off guard. Deja vu? Another Samurott and another Decidueye? That Decidueye still has no chance, but now this Samurott is evil, and is now known for mercilessly slashing again and again ceaselessly. The off-guard Infernape has little chance to respond before it even realizes what's going on. But then Samurott itself gets distracted by its own bloodlust and is defeated by the other two firefighting types. Now you'll notice there's quite a lot of fire types remaining, so let's talk
Yes,
some
there
meta
was.
stuff. It was always going to be mostly fire types in the end. The fire type starters are, in general, or as a whole, the best of the bunch. First off, the most resistances, the middlest weaknesses, and plus there's the status effect that plenty of their moves can just apply. Some guaranteed. Burn. It not only deals damage over time, but also cuts the physical attack damage of the burned Pokemon in half. And only fire types are immune to burn, so yes, even the water types get burned, and now their attacks are less effective on the fires. Ugh. The other two types have nothing like this, unless you count like seeded. And also, for some reason, Game Freak decided that most fire starters just have a higher base stat total. I mean, like in Gen 1, 2, and 4, the fire starters' total stats are 534, compared to Grass's 525 and Water's 530. Also, fire fighting is a very good offensive type combo, and there are 3 of them. The fire types also tend to be on the more speedy and offensive side, more so than
And that's why everybody was kind of up in arms as to why Cinderace didn't get that. Because even though people were complaining about like firefighting types, it would have made sense to have Cinderace be firefighting. Especially the fact that it gains fighting type attacks. So why not just make it firefighting?
The other types as a whole, and their moves tend to be on the more damaging side as well. But if you were to tally them up and see how many starters of each type get into a game's OU or Uber tiers, not counting the evolutions, because let's be honest, they don't really have a chance. You get Water with 11, Grass with 13, most of those being Venusaur in every stinking gen, but then Fire's here with 17. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fire in the end, which in turn also means the grass types get kind of screwed pretty early on. But I think it's fitting. I mean, just consider the general properties of fire. Ooh, I can make a plant grow and have you sneeze. Watch out, my leaves might be a little pokey. Oh, I can make you moist, and through an incredible amount of focused effort, I can pierce and or drown you.
I have no choice but to melt your flesh beyond repair by simply bumping into you. I turn your forests into ash and your water into steam. We are the driving force of destruction and the inevitable demise of all ecosystems.
Okay. Loxton? I get that you like fire. yeah, okay, fire is more is powerful than grass and mainly and water. I understand that, especially the fact the Pokemon Company literally did that. They enhanced the stats of the fire type Pokemon. But Lord Jesus, dude.
Sure, water puts out the fire, but it's a type triangle here. They should theoretically be balanced. But as the anime and card game shows us, type advantage is not everything. That said, calculating in secondary types gets really long-winded if I were to explain everything, but like, most of the best water types get kind of screwed. Yeah, Hisuian, Samurott, and Greninja especially can keep up with the fire types given their watery advantage, but Dark! There are 3 really good firefighting types here. Some grass fighters, too. Primarina's fairy typing, Empoleon's steel, those hinder their effectiveness when fighting the fire types. And yeah, Swampert is really good itself. Its water ground type means that it super resists fire type attacks, hence it lasting the longest and holding off an entire group of fire types by itself with a little bit of help of a little Sobble, that's his name. Couldn't remember. He's also, fun fact, has the highest base stat total out of all of the starters at 535. Only one higher than most of the fires, but...
And that's why people like Swampert so much, including me. That is the main reason why people enjoy Swampert a lot. Because Swampert is that dude.
Interesting design choice, Game Freak. But yeah, honestly, it would have a very good chance of winning this, if not for that one pesky little thing. It's 4 times weakness to grass.
Yeah.
A third of the Pokemon are grass.
Now you die.
And so we are left with Charizard and Blaziken, 2 powerhouses of the metagame, almost always Uber or OU tier, and Pikachu. Pikachu was OU in the Gen 2 games. Gotta count for something, yeah? Ooh, and yeah, Charizard's got that flying type, so it's weak to electric. So we're left with the final showdown, Blaziken versus Pikachu. Blaziken makes sense, given everything we've talked about already, but why Pikachu? Well, a number of reasons. Firstly, it's funny. I mean, it's a tiny little rat, just like zooping. I'm a squishy little orb that sounds like beep, and I'm fighting this giant flaming bird that punches and kicks like a man. It's funny. Nobody expected this cute little orb to make it this far. But also, this isn't just any Pikachu who's already the
So let's go
franchise
Pikachu.
and clearly is capable of overcoming many great challenges as seen
Yes.
in the anime.
Yes.
No, this is a Pikachu who can fly
Right.
with its balloon ride, who can surf with a board, who has a tertiary ability of sorts to just sometimes ignore or remove status effects, who has a higher crit chance, who has 4 signature moves with unique effects, like Splishy Splash. It's a water-type move that has a 30% chance of paralyzing. Floaty Fall, did you mean freaking flinch for me, please? Zippy Zap, a priority move that is also always a crit. And Pika Papow, a strong electric attack that it knows as a secret 5th move? What? It has 110 more stat total than your regular everyday Pikachus, and guaranteed maximum IVs. I want in this thing's bloodline. And to top that all off, it can sometimes just ignore being knocked out to 0 HP again and again and again. This is Let's Go Pikachu's partner Pikachu.
Yeah. I think, yep. See. This guy right here, the embodiment of broken. This guy right here, who I did also name Sparky, the embodiment of bro. We're gonna have to play, go back to Let's Go Pikachu just because of this freaking Pikachu. Not for anything, just because of this Pikachu.
Pikachu so good, Game Freak locked it into its game. Not allowed to be transferred out. And
I
yes,
bet.
partner Eevee
I
has the
bet.
same sorts of buffs, but its normal typing and being
Right.
focused on trying to evolve prevents it from being quite as good. And
Uh
plus,
huh.
it doesn't have the cards.
It doesn't.
More so than any other form of Pokemon media, the trading card game has extreme power creep, so the cards from today will almost always be better than the cards a few or more sets ago. In fact,
Yup.
right now, Charizard V-Star is considered the most powerful and devastating card in the game. Oh yeah,
Oh my
just
goodness.
320 damage or 130 that turns into 230 if it has any damage, and it can just do that over and over again.
I love that
More
art
reason for
though.
it to reach third place. Charizard cards are often the most valued and sought after by collectors too, so it's not like they needed to make it this strong, but they did
But they did.
say something about it.
Mhm.
Surprisingly though, it doesn't see a ton of play despite its overwhelming power. But you know what did? Radiant Greninja. In the 2022 Trading Card Game Championship, half of the top 10 used it for its way good ability. Though, interestingly, none of the top 3 players used it. You know what the 3 toppest champions of the trading card game last year used a lot? Oh, you guessed it. All 3 of them heavily
Pikachu.
utilized Flying Pikachu V and Flying Pikachu V Max. Now, we won't be considering the V Max card because that's the card game's equivalent of Gigantamaxing and such. There was none of that here. But regular
Wow.
Flying Pikachu V is also the closest the card game gets to Let's Go Partner Pikachu
Wow.
power level. And if all top 3 champions used it, it must be good, so let's read it. Okay, 190 HP with the move Thunder Shock. It does 20 damage and a 50% chance to paralyze. That doesn't seem... I feel like a regular Pikachu could do that. You just cut the HP down a little, so what's...
What's so
Alright,
special
what's the
about it?
other attack? So 120 damage. Decent, not bad at all.
What? Flip a coin. If tails, this attack does nothing. If heads, during the opponent's next turn, prevent all damage from and effects of the attacks done to this Pokemon.
At all. But a 50% chance to just ignore all damage and effects of the opponent's attacks next turn, and you can just keep doing that? A move like that? No wonder it'd be good. And then when you evolve it into VMAX, it's like it's just a full-on, oh, no wonder it won kind of card.
During your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from basic Pokemon. What? How do you prevent all damage done to this specific card? How do you do that? Oh my god.
Jeez. Okay, so where does Blaziken stand in the card game? Oh, not well. Just 2 modern cards, Blaziken V and V Max, which again, we're not going to count. So I read a lot of reviews by people who know the card game better than me, and basically the conclusion here is that Blaziken V is... it's okay. You would only ever really use it to turn it into V Max, but even then, Blaziken V Max is decent at best, very middle of the road. So Blaziken versus Pikachu? Well, you see, Blaziken, it's because it was still at full HP when you started fighting it. It just ignored all of the attacks at the start of the Royale thanks to the cards and its balloons, and also its partner Pikachu, which can just ignore being knocked out sometimes.
Okay.
Isn't this game great? But all of that sounds like it's leading to a Pikachu victory, so why didn't it? Well, beyond the obvious that none of us want it to. I mean, it's an unevolved rat that we see every second of the day already. It overcomes miserable odds on the reg in the anime constantly. It's cute. Too cute.
Too
to be
cute.
this powerful, and it's all
That's a lot of
so
Pikachu, sir.
tiring. This one's shaped like a bean. But yes, even in loss, it's still a very close battle. This part of the Royales are always tricky. The TCG, board games, spin-off games, and anime, though, they all pull from the main video game first. So of course we prioritize looking at the main video game stats, meta, and Pokédex entries first, and then supplement it with the rest. If we were to prioritize the card game, yeah, Pikachu would win, no questions asked, but balancing it out with the main games, Pikachu was only OU once, before Blaziken even existed, and Blaziken has been OU or Uber banned this whole time. But why though? What makes Blaziken so much better than the rest.
It's fast as
Well, it's
fuck.
fire type, first of all. Already a huge advantage because this is a free-for-all battle royale setting and everything is going to catch on fire.
And it's
no
super
matter what
fast.
happens. But also, as stated, firefighting is an amazing offensive combo. Like, most of the best offensive attack moves are one of these two types. And it gets its stab bonus with all of them. Really, at first, the only thing keeping Blaziken back in Gens 3 and 4 was its speed. Blaziken's speed is only a little bit above average, surprisingly. So while it could easily destroy most Pokemon that it's faster than, it's only faster than a little over half of them. Oh geez, and partner Pikachu's speed is 120, what? But something happened in Generation 5. Game Freak occasionally goes back and buffs older Pokemon so they can try to keep up with the power creep. What they did to Blaziken haunts competitive players to this day. So much so that even Smogon's own webpage explaining how the whole tier system works has this illustration featuring Blaziken at the top, almost like it's the poster child of Pokemon being so good they're just outright banned. All Game Freak did was fix its little speed problem by giving it access to the speed boost ability, which raises its speed every turn by 1 stage.
Yeah. I'm not gonna hold you. Pokemon Company, y'all made this fire chicken broken. You made the fire chicken broken. So much so that once y'all gave made an event Torchic possible in X and Y, everyone used it for their fire type. Everyone used that Blaziken, especially the fact that you gave it a Mega. It was over. It was over. It was gradually over the moment y'all did that. The moment y'all did that, it was like, okay, yeah, everyone uses Blaziken. No surprise there.
Use Protect on turn 1 and get a free speed boost. Maybe play some mind games, make you think it's gonna
Shit. You know what? When I think about it, I might just use Blaziken in my X playthrough. But simply because of that fact, because it's that freaking good. And it's available. It's an event Pokemon that I can literally just get.
use Protect on turn 1, so you buff yourself. But no, it used Swords Dance instead. Now you attack. Oh, it used Protect! Top it off with Flare Blitz and a high jump or low kick, and Blaziken was suddenly considered an uncounterable Pokemon. Not even just this one specific setup. As long as it had that ability, if someone threw out Blaziken, you had a turn or 2 to take it out before it just up and swept your entire team, no matter how tanky they are. One shot, dead. Swept. You let Blaziken speed up and maybe even buff its attack with a Swords Dance, or maybe a previous Pokemon just set up a sunny day. So it's game over already. No contest. Concede. Like, maybe the best you can hope for is that team has Blaziken. Maybe that Blaziken will only take out half of my team instead of the entirety of it. Entire classes of Pokemon and entire strategies and playstyles were turned on their heads because of this one freaking bird. And then Game Freak went and gave it a Mega. Bonus fact, you can actually give a Life Orb to it, and now its attack is even better than its Mega too. Isn't this game fun? That'll be...
What I just said. And then they gave it a Mega, and it just became the most Pokemon of all time. Aside from Pikachu.
Being said, though, it was recently unbanned in later Sword and Shield due to different Pokemon being in the lead of the metagame. Also, Game Freak had buffed some other older Pokemon, and they introduced some new moves and items that help you deal with the Blaziken problem, and they even removed some moves that Blaziken used to have access to. So now, it actually has some decent counters that are easy to come by in the main metagame, so the actual use of Blaziken, well, you could almost think of it as like the rest of Pokemon finally power crept up to Blaziken's level.
Yeah,
but you see, when it comes to those perfect
they had to do
Blaziken counters, none of them are starters. They're like slow bro. So, in a free-for-all battle royale with only starters, I believe Blaziken still has not a guaranteed victory, but the best chance
Yeah,
of coming out on top.
a pretty damn good
Under
chance.
Pikachu and Charizard coming in close. The dang duo of Game Freak favoritization privilege. If Swampert could hide and avoid the grass types until the very end, it too would have a very good chance. Torterra might be able to tank it out if it wasn't such a slow, dumb, and lazy tortoise. And Venusaur is actually also on a lot of OU and Uber tier lists when designed in a very specific way. But in lore, it too is just kind of slow and dumb and sleepy. Oh, I'm on my own herbs. You hear what I'm saying? Don't make me mad. I might wiggle a whip at you. I'm a Venusaur. But okay, what are your takes? Maybe you're making this face because I made some heinous miscalculation, but like, obviously, this is incredibly complicated and I am simplifying a lot here. So, what would you calculate differently? Who do you think would also have a pretty decent chance? And also, what was your favorite moment in the battle? I love this one. Hey, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're interested in Pokemon content.
All right. Thank you, Loxton, for explaining everything about that. The crazy thing about it is everything he just said was not wrong. There's a reason why Blaziken is still good to this very day, and why, like you just said, only a handful of Pokemon can even best it. Even today. And even without the Mega, like you just said, Life or Blaziken. That's Jesus Christ. If I'm not mistaken, can Blaziken learn Roost? Is it possible for him to learn Roost? Then again, he does have the Lumberry. Can Blaziken learn Roost? It can't. Okay, so that takes that out. All right, cool. Because I was getting ready to say if they gave it that, I mean, at the same time, it can learn Curse and all that. So it's still able to mess you up without losing any damage, unless you have sacrificial moves like Flare Blitz or Close Combat or things like that that will lower its power. I mean, Jesus. Especially if you give it bulk up. But that's just me. Thank you guys so much for watching this. Y'all let me know which starter you would have probably wanted to win this. I was honestly voting on the Pikachu, considering the fact that it was the Let's Go Pikachu, and that thing is broken beyond all measures, and specifically for that game only. But Blaziken, though, I forgot this much that Blaziken is freaking broken. Even the card, well, not the card game. Pikachu is more broken than Blaziken, which is crazy. But yeah, this has been Maxwell Sakurai. I'll see y'all again next time. I'm out. Peace.
I'm about to go for a Raichu. No Pokedex, don't know what I might do. Got some bad bros that I'm loyal to. Golden girls who will come through and pound you. Some no binary souls, you so fluid, they flow while expecting the best for the depth to do.